Welcome to my Jorufaes English channel.
A morning routine. Every morning, I wake up early because I want to start my day with fresh energy. The first thing I do is open my window and look outside. The air feels cool, and I can hear birds singing. After that, I go to the bathroom, brush my teeth, and wash my face. Sometimes, I take a short shower to feel more active. Then, I prepare my breakfast. Usually, I eat bread with butter and an egg, and I drink a cup of tea. After breakfast, I pack my school bag and check if I have all my books. My mother always reminds me not to forget my lunch. Before leaving the house, I say goodbye to my parents. Walking to school is also enjoyable for me. I meet some friends on the way, and we talk about our lessons or about funny things that happened yesterday. When I arrive at school, I feel ready to learn and enjoy my day. At the railway station. Last Friday, I had to travel to another city by train. I reached the railway station early in the morning. The place was very crowded with passengers, coolies, and vendors. Some people were standing in a line to buy tickets, while others were waiting with their luggage. I noticed a family with 2 small children, who looked very excited about the train journey. Suddenly, I heard the sound of a whistle. Everyone became alert because the train was arriving. The train came slowly and stopped at the platform. Passengers quickly got down, and others hurried to get inside. I managed to find my seat near the window. From there, I could see the busy station, full of activity. The train started moving, and I watched people waving goodbye to their loved ones. The whole experience gave me a sense of adventure and excitement. Traveling by train is always interesting, because you can see many things outside the window, like fields, rivers, and villages passing by. A rainy day. One afternoon, the sky suddenly became dark with heavy clouds. The wind began to blow strongly, and soon, rain started falling heavily. I was at home, sitting near the window, watching the raindrops hit the glass. The streets outside quickly became wet, and small children were running with umbrellas. Some people were caught without shelter, so they stood under shop roofs. The smell of wet earth filled the air, and I enjoyed the cool atmosphere. My mother made hot tea and some fried snacks, which made the day even more pleasant. While drinking tea, I remembered my childhood, when I used to play in the rain with friends. We would splash water, run around, and laugh loudly. Though I no longer play in the rain, I still feel happy when it comes. Rainy days remind us of nature's beauty, and they give us time to slow down and enjoy simple moments. That day ended with a rainbow in the sky, making the scene even more beautiful. A visit to the zoo. Last Sunday, my friends and I went to the zoo. It was a bright and sunny morning, perfect for an outing. As soon as we entered, we saw a big cage with colorful parrots. They were talking and making funny sounds. We laughed at their clever tricks. Walking further, we saw lions sleeping lazily under the trees. The tiger looked strong and dangerous, but it was behind strong bars, so we felt safe. The monkeys were the most entertaining animals. They jumped from one branch to another and ate bananas given by the zoo. We also saw elephants taking a bath. They sprayed water with their trunks, which made children very happy. After that, we went to see the crocodiles. They were lying silently, but they looked scary. In the afternoon, we had our lunch near the lake inside the zoo. We watched ducks swim peacefully. By evening, we felt tired but very happy. Visit the zoo is always exciting because we can see animals that we usually only read about in books. A birthday party. Last month, I attended my cousin's birthday party. The house was decorated with balloons, lights, and colorful ribbons. A big table was filled with cakes, snacks, and soft drinks. The birthday girl wore a beautiful dress, and she looked very happy. When the guests arrived, everyone greeted each other warmly. At 6 o'clock, the birthday cake was brought to the center of the room. It was a chocolate cake with candles. We all sang happy birthday together while she cut the cake. After that, we enjoyed eating cake and different foods. There were games arranged for the children, such as musical chairs and passing the parcel. Everyone laughed and clapped during the games. Later, the birthday girl opened her gifts. She received books, toys, and clothes from her friends and family. The party ended with music and dancing. It was a joyful evening, and I will always remember the fun and happiness of that day. My first day at school. I still remember my first day at school. I was only 6 years old and felt nervous because everything was new. My mother took me by the hand and walked me into the classroom. The teacher welcomed me with a kind smile, which made me feel better. The classroom was colorful, with charts, alphabets, and drawings on the walls. I sat beside another boy who later became my best friend. At first, I was shy and didn't talk much, but soon I joined in the activities. The teacher taught us some simple rhymes and asked us to draw pictures. I drew a house with trees, and she praised me for my work. During the break, I went outside to play. Some children were running, some were swinging, and others were eating snacks. By the end of the day, I felt much more confident. When my mother came to take me home, I told her happily about my new friends and teachers. That day marked the beginning of my school life, which is full of learning and beautiful MEM. A village fair. Once a year, a big fair takes place in my village. People from nearby villages also come to enjoy it. The fair is usually held in an open field, and it is full of noise and excitement. Stalls are set up, selling toys, clothes, sweets, and handmade crafts. Children especially love the toy stalls. I enjoy eating traditional sweets like jalebi and candy floss. One of the main attractions of the fair is the merry-go-round and the giant wheel. Children and even adults enjoy these rides. There are also puppet shows, magic shows, and folk music performances. Farmers display their crops, and women sell handmade products. It is not only a place of fun but also a place where people do business. The fair continues until late evening, and at night, colorful lights make the whole place look beautiful. Visiting the fair fills me with joy because it brings the whole community together. It is a tradition that keeps village culture alive. A day at the beach. Last summer, my family went to the beach. The sun was shining, and the sky was clear. The sand felt warm under our feet. We played volleyball, built sandcastles, and collected seashells along the shore. The waves were strong, so my father advised us not to go too far into the water. My little brother enjoyed splashing in the shallow water. We also had a picnic near the beach. My mother prepared sandwiches, fruits, and lemonade. After eating, we walked along the shoreline and watched the seagulls flying above. Some people were surfing and swimming, while others were relaxing under umbrellas. By evening, the sky turned orange and pink as the sun set. We took many photos to remember the day. Visiting the beach was relaxing and fun, and it made me appreciate the beauty of nature. A trip to the mountains. Last winter, I traveled to the mountains with my friends. We started early in the morning to avoid traffic. The journey was long but beautiful. Snow-covered trees and tall hills looked amazing. We reached a small village near the mountains and stayed in a guest house. The air was cold but refreshing. On the first day, we hiked a nearby trail and saw many birds and small animals. The view from the top of the hill was breathtaking. On the second day, we visited a waterfall. It was frozen, but small streams of water were flowing beneath the ice. We also took some photos in front of the mountains. At night, we sat by a small fire and shared stories. The experience was exciting and peaceful at the same time. Traveling to the mountains taught me the importance of nature and friendship. I hope to visit them again next year. At the library. Yesterday, I went to the city library to study for my exams. The library was quiet and peaceful. Rows of books were neatly arranged on tall shelves. Some students were reading newspapers, while others were taking notes from books. I found a table near the window and sat down with my books and notebook. The sunlight made it easier to read. I borrowed some reference books from the history and science sections. The librarian was very helpful and guided me to find the books I needed. I spent about 3 hours reading and writing notes. There was also a small section for children with colorful storybooks and games. Before leaving, I returned the books I had borrowed last month and borrowed a few more. Visiting the library is always enjoyable because it helps me learn new things and focus on my studies.